Welcome to our LEGO Zoo MOC Part 5. So last week we went quite small, this week we're going a bit bigger. And we're also moving away from the savanna areas of Africa and moving into the jungles. Now, some of the cooler animals there, the gorillas, and then we also have monkeys. There's also chimpanzees and other monkeys, but just for display purposes for now. Now, the gorillas I had a lot of fun with. And I think that was probably my favorite enclosure from the whole zoo that I got to build. Just because I got to use sort of different parts that I hadn't actually used before. Some of them came from that new vending machine. And it was just trying out different things and ways of putting it together, because a lot of the previous enclosures, except for the reptile one, were quite open and spacious, wide areas. But with gorillas, you do have a little bit of that. But you kind of have to fill it out because they like to play around on the grass, not run across the open savannas. Then for our monkeys as well, my wife started building onto really cool boxes for them to sleep in, and then also made sure they had everything that they needed, as well as sort of like different planks and angles. And she played with a lot of angles on different things using that superhero action stand as well, just to get something really cool. And just to give them a little bit more than just a monkey on a tree in a zoo. But enough talking, let's start building. So I just started off with the enclosure and figuring out where each of the wall sections and glass paneling needs to go. Then we just had to figure out where everything fits inside. Sort of just need to plan that out, and also for your terrain. Sometimes it is a little bit more difficult than it always looks, but you know, with Lego it's nice. You can just break down and start again and figure out exactly where everything needs to be. Then it came just to adding some of the finer details, like the plant pieces, the trees, water for them, and also fruit and everything like that. And lastly, just cover up the cave with some leaves as well. And it's the same with the monkeys, just making sure that the glass paneling and the bar pieces are in the correct position, and sort of figuring out the spacing in between them, as that was quite a tricky bit as well. Then just adding their sleeping boxes. And then the fun came where it was time to figure out how it's going to look inside of the enclosures and sort of all the extra bits for them there. Then we did make it a little bit difficult where we added the terrain after everything had been sort of put in and built. But you know, we managed to get that sorted as well. And then just to add some finer details to the cages themselves. And here's the completed build. Now, I really had a lot of fun building this one. It was just a joy to create something different and unique. And it's very cool when you get these new animals like the gorillas, just to, your mind already starts thinking about how you can incorporate them into a MOC or how you can build them in. We just really love our animals, and that's kind of where our mindset goes every time. So for this one, we built it on 3 of the smaller 32 by 32 base plates. Now, the 2 monkey ones are connected together just because the caging goes over it, and that was quite a finicky process, so we had to kind of stick them together permanently. But this one, we can actually separate here, so we can move it away and take a closer look inside. But I know you guys don't just want to see me talking afar about it, so let's dive in deeper. So we try to create different kinds of enclosures for each of the monkeys. These ones have their sleeping boxes and then a few planks for them to climb up and down from. Also a water and fruit bowl. And then we played around quite a lot with these bars on the one side and then also windows on the other. So for these bar pieces, we did quite a lot of improvisation. We used some of the ladder pieces as well as those other fence ones, just because we didn't have a lot of fencing. But I think it created something very cool and unique for the side of our zoo here. Then our chimpanzees have a little bit of a bigger space. They've also got the sleeping boxes. And then we have a tire swing for them, and the one monkey is chilling in there. And the other one is hanging off of the small tree on the side here. Because we had a few extra of these monkeys, created a bigger space for them, and they've got a swinging rope as well, also their fruit and water bowl, and then the planks for them to climb up on. So they also have the bars on the one side, and then moving around, they've got the glass windows where you can see through. So the gorillas, we had a lot of space to fill out, and created this cool jungle gym for them to play on, as well as the swing rope. And then we try to create a little bit of different patterning there for the terrain that they're on. So where they would sit and look at their guests a lot of the time, it's a little bit more ground, where the rest is grass. Then they've got a fountain on the one side, and then their cave going in at the back there. With the gorilla enclosure, we had a lot of fun. So we used these round cornered glass pieces that came with a vending machine. That just created a very cool effect around the cage. And this really is an awesome way to display it. Then moving on, we've got the mural on the side. So the fountain is at the back of that. And then hidden in the corner here, we've got the mom and her babies in the cave at the back. And then we also added a cool map piece from the jungle set where the gorillas came in, sort of as a stand for them info board, which I think works well. I really hope LEGO will make more for the other animals so we can add for each of them. And here's just a better look at the front side, as we can split this one in two, with a cave at the back, fountain on the left, and then we also added a ball for them to play with, just for some extra enrichment. And that is one half of the current zoo done. So for next week, we're going to jump into the other side. And I think a lot of people are going to be excited because some of the really cool animals are coming in that side. And it's some of the favorites that I think a lot of people have been waiting for. But if you don't see it in the next week's episode, remember to stay tuned for the one after. It will be coming, I promise you. And that is it for today's episode. So like and subscribe if you're enjoying our zoo MOC, and comment below which one of the monkey enclosures was your favorite, or was it the gorilla? And then we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.